Suka endleleni ilishangana. Suka endleleni ilishangana. This song caused a lot of controversy over the week. Sung at a march in East London by Zulu people that were protesting because of the coronation of some Nigerian king Konakwale East London, who's I think calls himself the king of East London. But I'm gonna leave that coronation of that king, as disturbing as it is in modern day South Africa, very far from Nigeria. But I wanna really speak about this Suka endleleni ishangana. Let's really break it down. Kahle. My name is Mbuwa Ngomane, and welcome to Eshtangeni. How did we get here? Let's dissect a little bit of history. We're gonna go deeper into the detail in other videos. But there was a guy called Manukuza Soshangani Nxumalo, who was the cousin brother of King Zwide Nxumalo of the Ndwandwe tribe. When Shaka was consolidating the Zulu nation during what you all would probably know as Umfecane, the war of Umfecane, Zwide was defeated by Shaka. And Soshangani chose to leave present-day Nongoma because he did not want to be ruled by Ushaka Zulu. Whether you want to call it fleeing or you want to call it leaving, it's the same thing. If you are defeated, you have really three choices. You either subject yourself to the rule of whoever defeated you, you fight back, or you leave. So he took an army with him. Shaka sent an army to go and attack Usoshangani, but that army was defeated by Soshangani. Instead of staying in that area, what we could now call Maputo land, instead of staying there, Soshangani went up north to where Mozambique is. And he then colonized and conquered and created his own kingdom, which he called Gaza. Gaza, after his grandfather. Soshangani was Kotewa Gaza. He created that kingdom, and those details also will be subject of other videos and discussions and engagements that we'll have in the future. So I'm not gonna go deeper into that. Right? And that was how the nation of Machangani was formed, loosely from his name Soshangani, and that's how we, Machangani, were formed. The Gaza Empire was massive. It stretched from present-day Komati Port all the way through to Beira. It covered a distance of approximately 1,500 kilometers if you do a straight line, and an area of about 230,000 square kilometers. From Komati Port, you go into the Kruger National Park, you go into Ogiani, you go to Ushiredzi, you go to Beira, you come all the way down to Maputo. It was really quite massive, one of the biggest kingdoms in Southern Africa at the time. So that's the background of how Gaza Kingdom was formed, and why the people that were ruled by Soshangani were called Machangani, obviously from his name. Gold mining started in South Africa towards the late 1800s, if I'm not mistaken, and a large part of the migrant workers came from Gaza. In fact, I'm not going to say migrant workers, I'm going to call them really traded slaves, right? They came to the mines to do the jobs that even South Africans did not want to do, the bottom of the barrel jobs. They were unskilled, they were uneducated, and by and large had no papers, so they could be abused and treated in any manner. They came here to just earn a living because the conditions in Mozambique were not really that favorable. You can then imagine the treatment that was meted to these people, Machangani from Mozambique. They were treated as subhuman. And that's when the escalations of the words ilishangani, imashingani, to further humiliate them. And that was the reality that they lived under. At that same time, Berlin, there was a Berlin conference, and the Europeans decided to cut Africa into pieces as if they are the ones that created this continent called Africa. Machangana were one of the, just like you've got Maswati in South Africa and Amaswati in Eswatini, Botswana in what was called then Bophuthatswana, and Botswana in Botswana. Machangani suffered, I think, the West in terms of the colonization and the creation of borders. We were cut up into 4 different places, really. You had Machangani in Eswatini, you had Machangani in South Africa, you had Machangani in Zimbabwe, and the biggest chunk of Machangani were left in Mozambique. Further to that, the creation of the Kruger National Park made that Machangani that were in the South African side were further shifted inland to create what you see as the Kruger National Park. Also another topic that we're going to discuss at length, La Ashtangeni, so that people can learn where we come from, why things are as they are in certain areas. That further divided Machangani really into 4 different places, but the majority being in South Africa and then in Mozambique. So the treatment meted by society, especially in Gauteng, in the mining areas, really perpetuated this less than subhuman of Machangani, to a point that even Machangani from South Africa, who have been educated in Swiss missionary schools, were wearing ties and jackets, were driving cars. When they came to Johannesburg, a lot of them, for fear of being ridiculed as Mashingani, as Machangani, a lot of them decided to rather use the identity of Tsonga. Right? Tsonga is a creation of the Swiss missionaries. A large part of the north in Limpopo was administered by a guy called Joao Albasin, who later on the Swiss missionaries took over. Junod and company are the ones that covered the word Tsonga. So it was easier to escape from being Shangani to being Tsonga. It is something that haunts us today. You've heard many times people talk about Tsonga versus Shangani. There is no such thing. It's just one. It's just one person. I make reference to the fact, Yaku, a person, the minute they arrive in Polokwane, it's 10 kilometers from Polokwane, they become Tsonga all the way through to Gauteng. But when they drive back home, he is like it is now. The minute they pass Polokwane and they get to Giyani or Ilim, they become Shangani. That is true. But let's not get into that at the moment. The song Suka Endleleni Shangani is distasteful. It has no place in our lives today. Yes, it was used as a chant song when the Zulus were attacking Usoshanga, but it has no place in our democratic society. In fact, it is so misplaced that what do Shangans have to do with Nigerians that are occupying East London who want to call themselves chiefs? Huh? It is really unfortunate. I think those that sang it, in honesty, have to be summoned by Isilo. So I call on Isilo, Mrs. Zulu, to issue a statement distancing the Zulu nation and the royal family Yamazulu from this. I also call on Hosi Abednego Nxumalo to rise and be seen. You know, your people are being insulted. I've neither seen nor heard anything from the Gaza Kingdom on this matter. That too, to me, is unfortunate. But we need to rise from it. One of the things that people don't know, by the way, Soshangane was succeeded by Mawewe. Mawewe was succeeded by Mzila in a bitter war that lasted many years. Nyimpi ya Mzila na Mawewe. There's a lot of history onto it. One day we'll get into that engagement. Mawewe decided, after being defeated, Mawewe decided to leave and settle in what is known today as the Mawewe Traditional Authority in Nkomazi. That traditional authority is headed by Inkosatana Mkhatshwa. That is a chief there. What you probably do not know is that her daughter Usihle Mamdluli is the fourth wife of Mrs. Zulu. I just want you to think about it for a second. The great-great-great-granddaughter of Soshangane that you are insulting is now married as the fourth wife of Isilo Samabandla, Obayete, Mrs. Zulu, the king of the Zulus. So when you insult Soshangane, you insult Mawewe. When you insult Mawewe, you insult Inkosatana Mkhatshwa. When you insult Inkosatana Mkhatshwa, you insult her daughter, Usihle Mamdluli. When you insult her, you insult your king, Mrs. Zulu. You insult his wife. That makes absolutely no sense, Mazulu. It's really unfortunate. And the conversations that ensued, the insults that were traded, and the disrespect when Papa Penny, Tatana Kulan Ngobane, when he showed his displeasure, the insults that came were also quite unfortunate. So I call on the leaders of these two nations, the nation Yamachangane and the nation Yamazulu, to do something about this. It cannot just be one of those things that we forget because now time has passed, we swept it under the carpet, if Tsikas farm. Join me, Ishtangeni, The Life of Mpuwa, chapter 77, Hlanganani Magaza, Gingirikani Magaza, I am Shangani.